What's going on, guys? This is Kyle Johns, and today going to be a little quick session. Wanted to go over a couple deal updates and also possibly do some talking with sellers, but got to keep it pretty short for today. We are making a couple changes within the Mastermind group at this time, so soon there will be possibly a platform change. We may be looking into doing some go-to webinar, something like that. We are also looking at possibly adding in some other sessions so that we can deliver on every day. It would be between myself and Steve Clutch. I'm sure if you've paid attention through the last couple webinars, you've heard me mention him. He does some great sessions with talking with sellers and also just business advice and good marketing as well, setting up your systems, virtual assistants, stuff like that. He covers a lot of great information a couple times a week as well. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. Again, today, this has been a crazy week, so we're going to keep it short if no one has anything to bring to the table. Someone mentioned to me that they could not get on the session or could not participate with questions. Guys, if you cannot ask questions, then contact me via Facebook. I have that page open during this entire session, and I will get to your questions and answer them. If you don't have the Facebook page open, it's the Daily Real Estate Mastermind. This is what it looks like. You can find it. Also, if you would like to join these sessions live, we're going to do our best to go ahead and post an update sometime before if we are using Hangouts, so you can just come right here and click this link and you'll be able to access the live broadcast. If you're catching the replays, it's great too. So for today, I'll start off with a couple deal updates. We didn't get to do a session yesterday on Monday, so kind of what happened over the weekend, where we stand with a couple deals. If you saw my latest video, I posted a video on doing a virtual lease option. To break it down very quickly, we had a referral. The referral came through. We got the contract. I was out of town when I received the contract. Within about a week and a half, we had tenant buyers through the property, and one of them liked the property, wanted to go ahead and move forward. So we put them through the pre-screening process, and we're able to get the deal closed on this past Saturday. They brought the full amount of the option fee to the table, and then also this deal was almost 100% virtual. So basically what I mean by that is I received the contract through a referral. I never met the seller. I never met the buyer. We didn't go out to the property and take pictures. We had him send us pictures. We put the marketing up. We're able to attract the tenant buyer. The tenant buyer, went through our funnel as far as the pre-screening process. Frank, who is heads up my tenant buyer team, did a great job at that. Went ahead and took care of getting her through that. So once that was all done, he delivered the information to me, and we went through it, went over it, confirmed with the seller, and went ahead and moved the deal forward. So it was a $6,000 option fee, and we went ahead and did that, and myself personally, I would say put in about an hour of work, including driving out to the property and closing the deal. So I guess when you really break it down, it's not 100% virtual because I did drive out to the property, but I did that because I gave them that option. This was a very smooth deal up until this point. Didn't want any hiccups. Not that sending documents over the computer causes any problems. We can do that just as easy. I mean, or of course easier. But just out of courtesy, for the seller and buyer, being that especially she's bringing a nice size option fee to the table, wanted to make them feel comfortable, get out there and close the deal. Now, what this has brought me to making a decision on is basically because we are looking at going completely virtual in this market along with a couple other markets due to some some business changes that we're thinking about doing, I went ahead and contacted a agent. And so what this agent is going to do for me is we're going to go over filling out lease option documents, and we are going to get him trained to where he can go out to the property and get the deals closed for us when we're not able to. So whether we are traveling or we are running the market 100% virtual, then he's willing to, if we needed, go out and take some pictures of the property, get contracts signed initially, and then also on the back end, fill out the documents with the tenant buyer and the seller, get the deal closed, and then of course we are paying him a fee for that. And so I'm pretty excited about that, and I think what I'm going to do is use that training session and put it on these sessions. So we'll go over filling out each one of the contracts, probably one contract a day, keep it pretty short for you guys, but go over filling out the contracts, how to get it done. And of course, guys, like I said, I want you to bring your deals to the table, your questions to the table, so we can get those answered. I have a team ready to go. If I don't personally know how to proceed with your question or with your deal, then we do have people accessible that we will be able to refer you to or get them on the session live with us so that they can analyze and help you and walk you through that as well. So yeah, I think we're going to get that agent on here. We're going to go over some documents over the next couple sessions, and we'll see, what his schedule looks like and when we can get that done. Another pretty awesome deal, just an update that we are doing, is we're doing a lease option on a duplex. A lot of people, this kind of throws a little bit of a curveball because it's slightly different from your typical situation when doing a lease option, but it can be done. The reason I wanted to hit on it is because there's a couple different ways that you can get this deal done. One of the ways you can get it done is by basically having the tenant buyer rent out one. So in other words, if it's a duplex and one unit is rented and the owner wants to get the other piece of the property, the other section of the property rented, but also wants to do a lease option, then you can have a tenant buyer come in, lease that one section directly to the owner, and when they purchase the property, the other lease and of course security deposit and everything would be transferred into the current buyer's name. So that would be one way whenever they're just renting one piece of or one section of the property. The other way that we discussed and decided against for this deal because it's just a better situation is basically having the tenant buyer come through. They would rent the entire property. So if it was the total rent was $2,500, they would pay for the entire property, rent the entire property, and then they would collect rent from the other tenant. In the situation that this would probably be better or work and make an owner feel more comfortable is if they did not want to deal with the landlording headaches, or really there's still going to be a landlord, but if they did not want to deal with collecting rent from the tenants and just making it easier process for them, it would probably be done on like a commercial style property. So you're looking at maybe like a storefront where the business would come in and rent the entire building, and then they would collect rent from the tenant that is above, or something to that nature. So, lease options on duplexes, on triplexes, they are possible. You have to get a little bit creative with the documents, but can definitely be done. Couple other updates as far as rehabs go. Not going to really get into those too much at this time. We are closing, or should be closing, on a rehab at the end of this week. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because right now we have had to push this back multiple times due to some documents, some exemplary documents, because this property was in probate. Basically, long story short, these documents have been holding up this deal. The reason I want to get to this is because I got a text message this morning from someone that is involved in this deal, and they're very frustrated because the deal continues to get pushed back and pushed back. And my return message to this person was, I want you to understand that we are, everyone is doing absolutely everything we can to get this deal closed as quickly as possible. But our job as investors, and what separates us from, or the good investors, the great investors, from people who are mediocre or do not have any success whatsoever, is we have to keep our composure. When you're doing creative real estate, you must, it is an absolute must to keep your composure and work through the deal, find a solution. There's always a solution, there's always a way to get the deal done. And so what I explained to this person, and which, they have every right to be frustrated. We are frustrated. Everyone's frustrated because the deal continues to get pushed back. We're losing summer. We're losing prime time for selling the property. And then, it's just kind of putting everybody on hold. It's a frustrating situation. But guys, when you are doing real estate, if you think every deal is going to go perfectly smooth, you are absolutely incorrect. With creative real estate, with buying deals from sellers, when making cash offers, when doing lease options, when doing wholesale, owner finance, when you're doing any types of these deals, there is tons and many things that can go wrong. I mean, real estate period, it doesn't have to be creative. But when you're dealing with this type, it takes some thick skin. You have to deal with people. You have to understand that don't let the little things stop you from being able to overcome objections or barriers. We could have easily given up on this deal because the seller, it's not the seller's fault. He's doing everything he can. It's just the state. It has to do with documents, and they keep telling us certain things when we're trying to, get everybody on the same page between the seller, us, the lender, the title company, the state having to deliver these documents. And, so it's a big process, and sometimes people get a little frustrated. There's a lot of money that is involved in these deals, and it has to be switched around, and it's a high tension situation. But like I said, what separates us from other people is that in these types of situations, you're going to keep your composure, you're going to find a solution, and you're going to do everything in your power that you can to move the deal forward. Kind of take the bull by the horns. If you have to collectively call everyone that's involved with the deal, keep them updated, then you can do that. Sometimes keeping the little minor details to yourself until you have the big solution to the problem may be a better situation. Some people don't like to be kept up every step of the way. So you would have to judge that, of course, deal by deal basis. But yeah, I mean, that's where we stand with a couple deals this week. At this time, I'm not seeing any questions come through. Let's see. So what I believe I'll do here is go ahead and end this session for today. Maybe we'll hop on and do some calls tomorrow as well. And then, like I said, we will be starting or finishing up some stuff on some marketing, driving traffic to your pages, as well as other types of marketing. And then in the future, we're looking at going ahead and getting these documents, how to fill out lease option documents. We're going to do an entire, I guess, part session on that as well. So anything comes to the table, guys, shoot me an email, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook. Other than that, we're going to keep this short and sweet for today, and I will talk to you guys later.